And this scene is here because we had a subplot where he was taking these stones back to his dad, and something his dad did for him when he was a kid, and he's now doing it back to him. And this is the first moment where we see this. And it's not supposed to be easy to understand. It's supposed to be kind of mysterious. Why is he picking up that thing? But it's revealed later. This was a little sequence that we had to let go for budget because it was just became too much. The cost-benefit factor wasn't great enough. But, you know, it's introducing the world the ship journey takes place in, going through the Bosphorus in Constantinople, which it was called back then, and seeing some of the life. And all this is, you know, very crude VFX, temp VFX work.
Turkish customs officials came alongside.
And this is taken directly from the captain's log.
Exactly. Yeah, this was all part of that journey.
A swift and uneventful run to the Dardanelles. Fair wind, all on good terms.
And this was a suspense scene, an investigative beat where he's tracking what could have happened to the animals, and specifically Huck. And he's realizing that Huck wasn't killed where they found him, meaning it's not the animals attacking each other. He's realizing that something pulled him in there. It's a stretch of a story beat to tell, especially when you can only do it visually.
But it was part of a sort of proactive set of scenes for Clemens where, as you said, he took the role of the detective.
Yeah. And this was also partly shot by second unit while we were shooting something else. I mean, some shots, especially in the cargo hold here, and it was shot very, like, identical to the way it was boarded. So sometimes I would be running back and forth between our main unit and the second unit as we were shooting almost in rooms next to each other. So that was kind of a very convenient way of doing it. We would have a feed into our main set from what they were doing.
It's always so tragic when all these beautiful sets are just completely struck and destroyed at the end. It's painful. That gorgeous ship was just pulled apart and turned into firewood.
Yeah. Because this is all real wood. I mean, it's the real heavy, heavy wood. There's nothing fake about it.
The sound tells so much of the story.
Yeah.
He knows that Anna holds the secret, the missing piece.
So this was the second touchstone with the stones, and also it's a scene that was supposed to give a little bit of background to Anna's character, her life story and what she remembers from before, and the fact that she's never been out of her village. Yeah. And you can see the difference between temp ocean, that is like very early stuff that is just put in to demonstrate where it's supposed to be, and the finished work that is in other scenes that are in the movie.
You look much better. My father always brought me stones from his jars. These are for him.
So this is actually the reason he's going back to England, is actually to
try to see his father before he knows his health is not good.
Yeah.
Do we have the graveyard scene?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's quite beautiful.
Yeah, so that's the final piece in this little subplot.
Colosseum, Pantheon.
It sounds beautiful.
I have never seen anything outside my village. My brother and I would barter for goods with Germans and Russians. But I never dreamed I would.
I mean, it was such great sets to shoot on. The interior of this little cabin, a hut on the ship deck, was actually, we had two copies of it. One that was actually on deck that we could film in, and then one that was in a stage.
Yeah.
Offset in Malta.
One of our only cover sets.
Yeah. So some of them, I can't even remember anymore, but some of these scenes were shot there and some of them were shot actually on deck.
With green screen and the doors for the one on set.
I have no idea why I'm on your ship, Mr. Clemens. Or why I'm sick.
Nothing. Not a bloody thing. There is nothing on board. No man, no beast.
Yeah, there you can see the green screen. I mean, that makes so many shots into visual effect shots, just because there is something everywhere.
We found Logarn in the rigging.
Here's the scene with Clemens and Anna finding the bodies, which were amazing prosthetics, again, made by Jörn and his team.
At twilight, yeah.
Yeah.
This one.
And we actually tried to shoot this in Berlin, and then we couldn't, or no, for the longest time. And we shot all this in Berlin, but the actual close-ups, I believe we ended up doing in Malta. We brought the crate with us, and the second unit shot the close-ups. Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember.
Like these shots.
We did take them with us, didn't we?
Hmm.
You weren't alone. This whole time below deck. They've been dead a long time. Since before we got on.
Yeah, this is obviously an important story point and an emotional piece for Anna's character, realizing what was her future in a way. It's a bit sad to see it not in the movie, but again, maybe it's cleaner.
And
Anna, I promise you, we will find this thing.
what we are seeking is not some animal to be outsmarted. And we need to find him before we join these souls in the dirt.
This was a great scene.
Yeah, really kind of, I mean, this was an important scene really for the captain because it's supposed to show partly, this is part of his process of losing his mind over losing Toby.
Yeah.
And in addition, he's here completely in Dracula's hands.
Yeah, he's sort of yielded to Nosferatu.
Yeah. Yeah, we kept calling him Nosferatu and Dracula, you know, back and forth between the two names.
Who is you talking to?
The Lord. Who else?
I need to eat, Captain.
Put Toby's ration to one side as well. He may be hungry when he returns.
Such a haunting
Yeah.
line.
And this is supposed to set up what he's talking about when Clemens comes in later in the film.
I think I can roll it down at the bottom of the thing and then what?
So we made this transition moment here from him looking up at the sky and then cut to the sky and then reveal we're finally back on land.
Was
And
this
is,
the patron saint of sailors?
Yeah.
Now, this cemetery, tragically, I didn't realize until after we left, is where F.W. Murnau is buried.
Yeah, we saw, you didn't see it?
No.
Oh, God, I can't believe
No.
that. We saw his whole mausoleum, or whatever you call it.
And?
Great, it was kind of amazing. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize you didn't realize.
How dare you?
But obviously, this is the conclusion of the Stones. He comes back. He wants to go back and visit his father, thinking he's alive. And when he comes back, yeah, that's what he finds.
That's why he was so desperate to get on the ship.
Yeah, and that's not in the movie anymore now. And yeah, I mean, that's a big motivation that's taken up. But that's the kind of thing that you sometimes sacrifice for pacing. The big pacing monster is sometimes, causing these things.
Sometimes there is not a direct relationship between pace and length.
No, that's obviously a constant subject matter in post. And that was supposed to be a view of London way back there.